This morning, the Lord brought back to my memory some personal items that were stolen from me many, many years ago. As I began to see this vision over and over again, my heart began to seek the Lord concerning what He was talking about and why was this coming back to my memory. And the Lord began to highlight to me the importance of the personal items and what they represented in my life, and how I have had a struggle with those certain areas in my life that were connected to these specific items that were stolen. The Lord is now causing these items to be returned. In the vision, I saw these items being buried. And so he was showing me that not only did this person steal my personal items, but they spoke word curses over them, and they did a ceremonial burial in order to control these specific areas of my life, the areas that these personal items represented. In the vision this morning, I kept seeing someone dig it up. I kept seeing it being pulled out of the ground, as if the Lord was causing someone to find it and to bring it from the places that it had been buried. The Lord is now breaking. Listen, there are altars, demonic altars, burials, witchcraft, sorcery, magic, things of that nature of all levels that are being abolished in this time. For those of you who deal with high-ranking witches and warlocks, this is the timeline where they are meeting the final stage of their judgment on this side of life. And the Lord is also highly exalting you and bringing you into the place that He has ordained since before the foundations of the world. Take courage. All things work together for the good for those who are called according to His purpose. And the Lord allowed these things to happen in the timeline that they were allowed. He used that timeline to process you and to make you an absolute nightmare against the kingdom of darkness. And now you have reached the appointed timing of the Lord, where these things are being dug up. The Lord are causing these things to be dug up out of the ground, and these areas of your life won't be under the control of dark agents. And I don't mean that anything is under their control, but you won't be so heavily fall. Now those things that were lost and stolen are now being returned to you sevenfold and a double portion, and you will receive what has been held up for many, many years. Also, keep in mind the purpose of these things being stolen and buried and spoken over or whatnot. Many times, these high-ranking demonic entities seek to gather information from you, or they seek to gather personal items from you in order to make a covenant with you that will give them the ability to go wherever it is that God will send you, even if they are not present in that place. This is the importance of breaking generational curses and demonic covenants and things of that nature. When you are saved and you give your life to Christ, many times there are still many covenants that are still in place. Some of them made by your ancestors, some of them unaware made by you. So keep in mind, this was the purpose for this. Nevertheless, may the Lord continue to be magnified, and know that time is up for these things being in place, and the Lord has commanded that these things will be returned to you. Maybe not specifically these particular items that will be returned to you, because depending on what they are, depending on what these personal items are, they're probably pretty old and not of use to you. But it is what the personal items represent. It is the things that these personal items represent, the areas of your life that were fought so very heavily because of the blatant robbery that happened on your behalf. Time is up. May the Lord continue to richly bless you, and may the Lord continue to be magnified in your life.